instruct me. Now you tell me what is best like that. That's how the second chapter started. And then Krishna describes immediately the what is our identity, real identity. That we are a soul, we are not this body that we are seeing. We are a spirit soul, we are eternally existing. And later on we'll understand that we are part and parcel of Krishna also. So that first he gives the knowledge of Sankhya, or knowledge of soul, identity. Because for anything we need to do, we need to know what is my identity, what is my role, what is my job description. If I go to office, I need to know what is my role. Otherwise, if I do my boss work, they will send me out right away today, next day morning. Same day, not even next day. Right? So we need to know what is our identity, what is our role, then what is our job description, so we can do accordingly. So that's why Krishna starts with baseline identity. Then when identity is clear, then we can work on that. Then he starts to prescribe how prescribed duty when you do. Interestingly, Shastra knowledge is understood based on the context where it's coming from. That's why the reason we understand the context and the conversation flow is very important for us. Because in this conversation, for example, Shastras can give a lower instruction at one place, a very, very high instruction at another place. So we'll see how Guru and Sadhu can help us to understand what is applicable for us at this particular time of spiritual life like that. So Krishna starts with a relatively lower instruction, which is do your duty. By doing duty, you can actually enjoy. If you win the battle, you can enjoy kingdom. If you lose the battle, you can enjoy in heavenly planets, because the Kshatriya, when he dies in the battlefield while fighting, he is meant to go to Svargaloka, heavenly planet. So like that, he starts at a lower level instruction. That means he's saying about staying in the material world and enjoying only, he's talking about, right? Somebody may think, see, Krishna is telling that, so we should do that. Whatever brings enjoyment now, we should do that. So that's a contextual instruction Krishna is giving. But he gives higher instructions going forward. Then he talks about how detachment in work, Nishkama Karma Yoga, by being detached to the results of the work, we can actually not get any results from the work he describes like that. This is also called akama, that means no results coming, no karmic reactions. Normally, karmic reactions are every action has an equal and opposite reaction, right? That means if you do some good thing, you will get some good karma. If you do some bad thing, you get bad karma. So, and they don't nullify each other. Probably you all heard that point. Yeah? That means for only good karma we get, we need to enjoy. That means if we are not able to finish the good karma this life, we need to take another life to enjoy that. But usually whenever we are enjoying, we don't just to enjoy, we do some simple activity also aside. That's how the cycle of birth and death continues. So similarly, when you do some bad activity, sinful activity, you need to suffer for the bad karma. But Krishna describes when you do work without detachment, and then of course Prabhupada in purpose talks about Bhakti, higher level, which is to please Krishna if you do the activity, then we don't get any results of the karma. There is no good karma, bad karma comes for the action that we are doing, number one. And old bad reactions, old good reactions also go away. What does that mean? When the balance is zero, we don't need to take another lifetime in this material world. When the other balance is there, we need to take birth again in the material world, in another body, either a human body or an animal body or a bird body, like that. So that's the devotion service helping us to purify the karma and develop attachment towards Krishna, so we can be happy eternally in the Krishna consciousness, in serving Krishna. So he talks about that section. Towards the end of that section, he describes how somebody who's in fixed intelligence, this is the 53rd verse, somebody is in fixed intelligence and Krishna stay in that fixed intelligence, Krishna, and trance, samadhi, Krishna describes. Then Arjuna gets out. Generally, we want to know some example of how that will be. We want to know what does it mean, how that will be, who will such a person, how will he act, like that. So Arjuna asks 4 questions from 54th verse. He says, what are the general symptoms of such a liberated soul or Cittapregna? Please tell me. First question he asks. Second question he asks is, how does he speak? He asks. What does that mean? Speaking means how does he react to dualities? That means if some happiness comes because of some enjoyment, some physical things, or some distress comes, how does he handle it? So, or if generally as these dualities come at multiple levels. One is the physical body level, another is at mind level, another is at false ego level also. So, physical body level, for example, Krishna describes about summer and winter seasons, like the climatic inconveniences, external inconveniences that will come. That is at body level. And then mind level is happiness in distress. That I feel happy because they do something, like that. And then false ego level, ahankar level is that mana of mana. That means somebody honors me, then I get happy. And my false ego will be happy. Oh, he's respecting me. Good. And then somebody insults me, I get to feel bad. So mana, apmana, like that also. So that 3 levels. So like that, how does he handle these dualities? He asks that instead of saying that, he says, how does he speak? That means how does he respond to dualities in life? That's one question he asks. Second question he asks is about how does he sit? How does he sit means, so when sense objects come, then how does he control himself, control his senses, not to get involved with the sense objects like that. For that actually, so, okay, maybe I can tell the Krishna's answer also parallel to that. That way it's clear for it, corresponding to that. So first thing he's asked is how does he speak, how does he react with dualities. That Krishna gave earlier also instruction, that Matra Spasha Sukhaunteya, we to tolerate, like how we tolerate summer and winter season, we tolerate happiness and distress, like that he described. Similar things he discussed. Basically, understanding that dualities are temporary in this world, they have nothing to do with my spiritual nature, nothing to do with my going towards ultimate goal of serving Krishna. Their understanding, he will tolerate the external dualities. That is one thing he discussed. Next thing is, how does he sit, he asked about. That means how does he restrain from senses, from sense objects, like that. Then Krishna gives the analogy of a tortoise, if you remember. That means tortoise, what is the thing? If the danger comes, it will retract the limbs inside body. The tortoise has a hard shell that Krishna has given for defense, though his body is very, very soft, it seems. So that means, even though it doesn't have a tiger-like these things, what is that for nails or big nails, something to defend, but it has a ability to defend by its own shell, like that. So it withdraws if there is some danger, and if the danger is gone, it brings out the limbs again. Similarly, a saintly person also, how does he? So how do you respond to these sense objects is, when there is no need to engage with the sense objects for his ultimate goal, then he will restrain from them. When there is a need to use senses in service of Krishna, he can utilize them. So basically, the operative principle is there a service to Krishna at this time? By engaging my senses, is there a service opportunity? Then he will use it. If not, not. If otherwise, they don't use it. Like that. That's about restraining senses. Similar to that is, how does he walk, he asks. That's about responding to sense objects. That means, how does he normally lead his life? Actually, before this, after giving the tortoise example, Krishna also tells about how real restriction from sense objects can happen. That can only happen with bhakti and with when you develop a higher spiritual taste. How does the higher spiritual taste comes? Not because I should not do this, I should not do this, I should not do this. You should have some positive sense of a taste. That comes with the sadhana. If you're doing chanting, hearing, deity worship, these aspects of, any aspects of devotion service, the 9 parts of devotion service, if you do regularly, under the guidance of the spiritual master, then we get the higher spiritual taste. With the higher spiritual taste, we can actually resist the temptation of senses. And actually that goes furthermore in the next section. So when he talks about how does he respond to sense objects, he talks about how he sees, he describes an analogy of how for a saintly person what is day is night for the not so saintly. Like that. And then opposite, for a saintly person what is night is a day for other person. What does it mean? When sense objects are there to enjoy, for a non-devotional person, that is like daytime. That means they are very excited. Wow, time for enjoy. They are awake. At that time, spiritual person thinks, Oh, there's no service opportunity now. He's not so active to enjoy. He is not, because it's not service. So night for him. Similarly, opposite is true. When the non-devotional person has a spiritual activity, he'll say, I'm not interested. So not awake. This is like night for them. For a saintly person, any devotional activity and opportunity service is like a day for them. So he'll be awake. That is what is the analogy Krishna is describing, metaphor, nice metaphor. And then Krishna describes how an analogy of an ocean. How an ocean, even though so many rivers keep merging, in especially in rainy season, it does not overflow. Of course, there are scenarios where tsunami comes, and that is different, a rare scenario where bigger things happen. Normally, even though rivers are merging in the rainy season, nothing much happens. That is the ocean. It's so deep and it can handle it like that. Similarly, even though the desires keep coming, material desires keep coming, the saintly person doesn't identify with them. He doesn't think this is my desire, I need to fulfill it like that. He understands these desires will come and go. And these are desires related to body. It's temporary. So I'm not going to, this will distract me. This is like exit for my spiritual journey. He understands the material desires are not compatible with my spiritual journey, and he tolerates the material desires. So there's a difference between restricting senses from interacting, and here with a higher taste, we don't have taste for them at all. One is I like it, but I don't want to do it because it's not helpful for spiritual life. That's the lower level we can go. But higher level is I love this, I'm enjoying happiness here. Now this is not so nice for me anymore, so I don't have interest in it like that. So that's where the saintly person, Siddhapajna, is situated like that. Because of his relationship with Krishna, because of his performing devotion service towards Krishna, his mind gets controlled. And when mind gets controlled, then senses can be controlled. Krishna also describes the hierarchy, like how senses are at the lower level, dull matter, senses are higher than that, and then mind, and then soul is higher, intelligence, and then soul is higher than that, like that. So when mind is higher than senses, we understood from this hierarchy. So when mind is controlled because of devotion service, then senses can be controlled automatically. That is the point explained also in this section. So for a selfless person, he is able to do all those things. So now, and also in this section he describes, if somebody is not doing devotion service, but he is doing some kind of Ashtanga yoga to control the mind and senses, then such a person sometimes may get disturbed, mind may get disturbed, because mind is not purified fully. Mind got some regulation, they can control for some time, but some agitation comes suddenly, they will get disturbed and they may not be able to control mind and senses. That's why we hear about stories about Sobari Muni, who did tapassu, austerity inside the water, so that nobody disturbs him. But he happens to see two fishes copulating, and then he fell for it. He came out and he wants to marry, like that. And similarly, we hear about Vishwamitra Muni. He was doing a very serious tapassu, austerity. And then Menaka, I think, Menaka comes, and then he gets distracted. So, what is happening in the yogis? These are very advanced souls. They are very yogis also. They have so much power to control. But because the mind is not purified, and mind doesn't have a positive pleasure that's coming from service to Krishna, that is why they're still falling for a lower pleasure like that. If you notice in Bhagavad Gita, one of the common themes Krishna Prabhupada describes is this only, that Bhakti gives us the positive happiness and bliss. And with the spiritual, when you serve under spiritual master, when you take guidance from spiritual master and serve Krishna, we can experience the transcendental bliss. So that is what is helping devotees to not fall for the small things. Makes sense? Yeah? So that is it. Then at the end of the chapter, he gives further qualities of a Siddhapajna. He is free from all material desires for sense gratification. He gives us the sense of proprietorship. Proprietorship means this is mine, like that. That proprietorship he gives up. And then he is devoid of false ego. That means this is mine. I'm this body. And this identification with the body. That he gives up. And because of this giving up of misidentification, giving up of false sense of proprietorship, they are all related. And then because of that he doesn't have desires for sense gratification. Because giving up a false ego means I am understanding that I am part and parcel of Krishna, I am servant of Krishna. I am not just body. False ego means I am body identification. When I am thinking I am body, then my desires are related to body to enjoy sense gratification because of that illusion. And then accordingly my activities will follow to do sense gratification. But when I am thinking my entity as a spirit soul, servant of Krishna, then I understand the proprietorship is not mine. This is mine to enjoy, not life. Everything belongs to Krishna. Everything belongs to Supreme Lord. Now what do you need to do then? I need to engage them in service to Krishna. That comes. That means proprietorship is gone from my proprietorship to Krishna's proprietorship. Identity, proprietorship is me, instead of later on changes to proprietorship to Krishna for Siddha Prajna. And then based on that, for a normal person who is not Krishna conscious, they'll be focusing on desires for sense gratification and fulfilling them. Whereas Siddha Prajna doesn't focus on fulfilling the desires for sense gratification. It's free from desires for sense gratification. So that's how the chapter goes on. Discuss the qualities of the Siddha Prajna, who is a liberated soul. So now how do we get there? So one of the best ways to get there is with the proper guidance from somebody who is a Siddha Prajna, somebody who is a liberated soul, somebody who is a bona fide spiritual master. So that he can also guide us to get there, because he has seen the path already, how to do it. So for example, somebody who is already expert in a certain field, then he can tell somebody how to do, what to do, like that. But if somebody is not expert, they cannot teach us. Similarly, that's what we thought. We can explore the topic of Guru Tattva today based on this. Yeah? So for that we'll explore the topic. First is, for anything to learn in the life, for anything to grow in life, and for any goals, we need some kind of coach. That helps. If I want to develop good health, I need some health guidance from a coach. If I need to do well with my finances, I need a financial advisor. Personal. Not just internet checking. That will help for a lot, but not fully. Because contextual help is required in many of these areas for improving health. Because there are so many, I'm actually amazed with this, so much health advice out there. But still, most of us don't know what to follow, what not to follow. But if you take a personalized direction from a coach who is good at health, then they will guide us specifically what will help us based on our nature, based on our body nature, based on where we are living currently, based on what is available for us around us. They will guide us according to that specific regimen for us. Similarly, if if somebody wants to become a doctor, then they need to go to a proper university and study there, number one. Not that I can get everything on the internet, I can study. That will not work. Not only that, just because I got the degree, I cannot become doctor. We know. They need to do house surgeon. They need to practice under another doctor to learn practically. Otherwise, they will not be able to practice like that also. So like that, in most fields, wherever we need to grow, wherever we need to advance, wherever we need to achieve some goals, higher goals, we need a coach. Similarly, for spiritual life also, a guru is a necessity. That is the first understanding you can get. So now, going further, there are scriptural statements that describe why guru is necessary also. So we'll talk about first why we need a guru. So broadly, the session is about why we need a guru, some reasons for it, and then talk about what are the qualities of the guru that we need to look for. Who's the real guru we need to accept? How do we find a guru? Like that we will talk about. So after this we can talk about practical aspects of finding guru also further. Yeah. So first is why we need a guru. What are the qualities of the guru? This is the main focus. And then how to find a guru. We'll touch on that also. So one of the reasons, other reasons why guru is needed before we go to Shastric quotations is that when guru is not there, we practice on our own. Then we might get confused and we will not have clarity of how to proceed. Whenever we are working towards a goal, it's important to have a clarity of the goal, why we need to do that, why we need to get there. That is very, very important. And what is the benefit? What are we going to get? That goal is very important. Guru gives that clarity for us, number one. Number two, how do we need to go there? That is important for us also. And that's also contextual, because spiritual process is not cookie cutter process. Everybody does the same thing like this, only you go there. Guru will see, this person is interested in chanting more. Let me encourage him in chanting. This devotee is interested in serving and cooking. Let me encourage him like this. Let me encourage him by serving in book distribution. So, he will engage in a proper way to naturally develop our spirit of service towards the Supreme Lord. So, that contextual help is required for each of us to understand how to proceed on the path. Path is already laid out by Acharyas in a principal way. Now, the detail is what the Guru will help us with some help in the application of the detail, application of principles basically. Then, that means we have lots of scriptures. We have Bhagavad Gita, we have Srimad Bhagavatam, we have Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita, so many scriptures are there. So I can learn from there. Guru also learn from there. Right? That doubt also can come. But Shastras, just now I described, Krishna told, fight because you need to enjoy. I'll read that Bhagavad Gita and say, life's purpose is to enjoy. Krishna told to enjoy. So I'll find whatever way I can do, I will enjoy. That is the best path. That much understood. That's a correct statement Krishna said. Compared to somebody who is not doing prescribed duties, this is the higher level. Higher than that is somebody is doing with a detachment. Higher than that is doing it for Krishna. That progression, Guru will understand because he understands the conclusion of the scriptures. So that is the reason for approaching a Guru. So he knows the principle and how to apply the principle and which applies applicable for us right now in our current state also. For example, somebody say chanting 16 notes is most important. It's good to do. But right now, when I take the chanting beats, I'll get sleep. So I cannot start with 16 rounds. Guru will say, chant for 5 minutes every day. Then he will say somebody else, chant for 10 minutes after 1 month. Like that he will guide us. So like that some contextual help is needed to apply the principles also. And another thing is, so first is, Shastra is saying this thing and here is saying this thing. How to reconcile them too. Further also we need a Guru or Sadhu to reconcile things. Because Shastra say opposite things also. One place it says this, opposite things in other things. For us, for our intelligence. But then, Guru can understand how this is also true, how this is also true. Where this is applicable, where this is applicable. That application of principle, they can help us also. And then, when we are trying to apply the principle, then we might not be able to apply. Because for millions of years we did it one way, how can we switch to the other way opposite right away? So then we'll get obstacles. Then we need a Guru to share and ask them guidance. How can I proceed like that? Then they'll tell, oh, you are right. Actually, when we are in that situation, we think, I'm the only one in the world who's not able to do it. That's what most of us think. Then Guru will say, no. This is given 500 years ago, Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur wrote this in scripture, that this is a stage called Anardharivritti. This is a stage where impurities are going away in Bhakti. So this is expected. Until you pass that stage to the next stage in Bhakti, you are expected to go like sine curve. Only thing you need to work on is reduce the magnitude of the sine curve. When you go to Bhakti, when you are doing Bhakti, reduce the magnitude so you will do more consistently like that. Wow, okay, it's already known. I am not special then. It's okay. Others will think, I am not qualified for Bhakti. Bhakti may be good. It's good for that Prabhu, this Prabhu. Not for me. We might think like that. So, that is why Gurus and Sadhu guidance is very essential for our life. So we know, oh, this is the path. Am I going in the right direction first of all? And then many times when you are going for a long-term goal, we don't even understand, am I growing or not? Then Guru is essential to tell us, oh, remember 5 years ago or 1 year ago when you came, you were giving all sorts of excuses to come Friday evening. Now you are coming every Friday evening. That is growth. We cannot process that. Guru, even though their expectation is very higher level, they understand the small growths we are making also. For us, I am not able to chant 16 notes, I am not able to chant 16 notes, like that only we will say. But we say, 1 year ago you are chanting 6 rounds. Now you are chanting 8 to 12 rounds. That is progress. So one day I am doing 8, one day I am doing 12. But still is better than 6. Our mind cannot recognize that. So they will help us to see. how we are progressing, how to keep motivated, how to keep inspired like that. That's the help Guru gives. We'll talk about Gurus at multiple kinds. Diksha Guru, Siksha Guru. We'll talk about that topic coming up. So both will function, both will help us in this aspects. Okay, now that we understand the general understanding why we need Guru, so now we'll go into some Shastric quotes where they're saying it is essential Guru. Guru is essential. What will happen if you have Guru like that? So in the Chaitanya Charitamrita, that's a literature that Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami wrote, which is the life and teachings of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. In that it is described the rare fortune of having a Guru. Brahmanda Brahmite Kona, Bhagyavan Jiva, Guru Krishna Prasade Paya, Bhakti Lata Bija. Many millions of lives we have taken. And we might be going to heavenly planets, Patal Loka, earthly planet, we might be growing everywhere in the material universe. It's our rarest fortune, great fortune, that we meet a great soul, meet a Guru, meet a pure devotee. That's the rarest fortune. So when somebody is going everywhere, suddenly they meet one great soul. That's a rarest opportunity, right? Like that. So that rare opportunity is there when you find Guru. Then, when somebody finds a Guru, by the mercy of Guru and Krishna, they will give the seed of devotion to such a person. Bhakti Lata Bija, seed of devotion to such a person. That's the greatest fortune. So that seed of Bhakti can be grow to all the way up to Krishna. Krishna's lotus feet like that. By the watering process of hearing and chanting. Yeah? So that's the quote is describing. That is a very rare fortune that we get a Guru, and that is what helps us to get to Bhakti. Bhakti starts with association of pure devotee. Right? So now, next aspect is what happens by mercy of Guru, by association of Guru, by shelter of Guru. One of the things that happens is they will free us from all kinds of danger. What kinds of danger? One of the main danger is we are in ignorance. Om Ajnana Mirandasa, I'm in darkness of ignorance. My speech master has opened with the eyes to the torchlight of knowledge we spoke just now, prayer. What does ignorance mean? Ignorance means forgetting my real identity as spirit, soul, servant of Krishna, but identifying this material body, and then because I identify with this body, things related to my body, my bag, my clothes, my family, that attachment I got. So that illusion created due to my ignorance is the serious danger. Because we talked about, because of misidentification, we'll have misunderstand the proprietorship. I am the proprietor of everything. Because of that, desires, material desires will come instead of spiritual desires. Because of that, material activity follows instead of spiritual activity, like that. So that is why the starting point of all kind of suffering, scriptures talk about, is ignorance is the root cause of all suffering. Ignorance of our identity, which is causing illusion or moha of attachment to things that are related to body. That is what can be freed up by Guru's association and shelter. Yeah? And another thing, by doing devotional service or bhakti under the guidance of spiritual master, we will not only get rid of sufferings, but we'll also get the positive transcendental bliss we talked about. So, generally, Jnana is only interested in getting rid of problems. So, we are interested in not only getting rid of problems, we want to get a positive happiness also. That is possible through guidance of a spiritual master or a guru. So then, So now another quote is saying, Chaitanya Charitamrita, Sarvadesa Kala Dasaya Janera Kartavya Guru Pase Se Bhakti Prastavya Srotavya. Saying this is a duty of every man in every country, in every circumstance, and all times. Time plus circumstance, doesn't matter. Any situation. Their duty is to approach a spiritual master and question him about devotional service. That means learn from him about devotional service through inquiries. And then listen to him when he explains the process of devotional service. Yeah? So, the quotes are, use the word must for approaching spiritual master, not optional. Another quote from Mundaka Upanishad. Some people ask when you quote something, is it there in Shruti? Is it there in Upanishads? Is there only in Puranas, like that? So that's why our acharyas give quotes from the Shruti also, Upanishad, Mundaka Upanishad. Say, Tadvignardam Sagurum Evabi Gachet Samitpani Srotriyam Brahmanishtam. So, translation goes like this. To learn transcendental subject matter, one must approach the spiritual master, not optional. One may approach, one can approach, no. One must approach the spiritual master. In doing so, one should carry fuel to burn in sacrifice. Well, that means in olden days, disciples used to carry wood that they collect from forest and then bring for Guru to do sacrifices, like fire sacrifice like that. So, the symptom of such a spiritual master is that he is expert in understanding the Vedic conclusion. So, first portion is, it is important to take shelter of spiritual master. Second thing is, we should approach in humility and submission mode. That's how we're talking. When we're talking about getting the wood, that is, we are coming in humility, in submitting to spiritual master, like that. And then, spiritual master characteristics is telling already. He is expert in understanding the Vedic conclusions. Not that he knows all the slokas. He understands the Vedic conclusion. When he understands the Vedic conclusion, he can understand why this is there in this context, this is being said like this, why here it is said like this in this context. So he needs to know Vedic conclusions, bigger picture of the whole Shastras. Then, therefore he constantly engages in Supreme Lord. Not that he just knows all the stuff. He can explain everything nicely. He needs to be constantly engaged in Krishna's service. That's the important characteristic. Just because he has knowledge is no good. So he should be engaged in constantly in Krishna's service. So then, so basically another thing I wanted to, couple of more things I will tell you about this topic of why we need a Guru. So when Krishna came this world, he accepted Guru, right? Sandipani Muni, he accepted Guru to show as an example. When Lord Rama came in this world, he accepted Guru. So they are showing by their example that it is essential for everybody to accept a Guru like that. Not that they needed some knowledge at that time. They are showing by their actions. Similarly, our Acharyas, Sri Prabhupada, all these Acharyas had a Guru, bona fide Guru. That's another example for us to follow. And then some people say, okay, I accept Guru, but then it's important to accept a living Guru. That's also important. Because there are some people who deviated in philosophy saying that Prabhupada is pure devotee, I will accept him as Guru in the heart and then I will do my devotion service. I am set. I don't need anything. But this living Guru is important. Why? Living Guru can chastise a disciple. Both Diksha and Shiksha Guru. They can chastise a disciple. And we can approach them for clarification of questions if you need anything. So that's the purpose of living Guru is essential for us. Yeah? So now what happens when my Guru has passed away from this world then? Then I take a shelter of another Guru. Not necessarily Diksha again. Shelter of a Shiksha Guru. Diksha Guru means who is giving the initiation, like name and mantra, and they are actually relieving us from sins also when they give initiation ceremony. But that too we can have only one Diksha Guru. But Shiksha Guru we can have many. Shiksha Guru means one who is giving teachings to us, instructions to us. Shiksha Guru is also in a pure devotee platform. Not some serial devotee who is giving teaching, not that, but Shiksha Guru is on a liberated platform. Such a person is called Shiksha Guru. So such a Shiksha Guru and Diksha Guru are at equal level according to scriptures. Both should be respected equally. So we can take shelter in another living Guru. That is the idea. That way we can get guidance we need. So then, now we go to the qualities of the spiritual master. We already talked about some qualities of Sthitu Prajna in the previous section referring to chapter 2. These are more qualities from different scriptures. What are the essential qualities? So it's distilled into few qualities. There's an elaborate topic. So basically one of the important qualities is he knows the science of Krishna. Not that he should have been born in India, he should have been born in Brahmana caste. Those are not the qualities. Characteristics is you should know the science of Krishna consciousness. Like we talked about, conclusions of Vedic knowledge he understands. Number one. Number two, not only he understands the conclusions, he should be able to convince others of the conclusions. That is important. Because in the beginning stages of Bhakti, we have the faith. Oh, Krishna is the God. Oh, we need to follow Bhakti. We have the faith. But our faith is not so strong. Our understanding Vedic conclusion is not so strong that I can tell another person and convince him that yes, this is the path. But this guru should be on such a high level platform that they can convince about others about the Vedic conclusions also. Yeah? That means he should be able to destroy the doubts that we have also. Yeah? Makes sense? So that's the other aspect. Yeah. So then, this also concluding, one cannot become a guru based on his mundane scholarship. Just because I read so many books, I cannot become guru. I should have the absorption in Krishna's service. I should have learned the scriptural conclusions and be able to convince others. All that is important, not just knowledge. Yeah. Then, and then from Upadeshamrita, nectar of instruction, the first verse, Vacho Vegam, Manasa Krodha Vegam, Jitva Vegam, Udara Pasta Vegam, Etan Vegan Yo Vishaheta Diraha, Sarvam Apimam Prithivimmasa Shisha. A sober person who can tolerate the urge to speak, the mind's demands, actions of anger, and the urges of tongue, belly, and genitals. Such a person is qualified to make disciples all over the world. That means not only he should have knowledge, not only he should be absorbed in meditation of Krishna, but he should be able to control the urges of the senses and the mind. Yeah? Otherwise, he is not situated higher. Remember, Sitapadna can control them. Somebody who is a deliberate soul. Otherwise, he cannot control. That's another observation we can make of the qualities of the speech master. And Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur says, a bona fide speech master cannot be under the control of lust, anger, greed. So, lust, anger, greed will lag us in spiritual life. It does not allow us to lead in spiritual life. Lust, anger, greed. He should be free from those things. Yeah? Those impurities of the heart basically. That means it's pure already. And then, he strictly follows the disciplic succession. That means he strictly follows the previous Acharya's teachings. And he strictly follows the conclusion of Shastra. Not just I will tell them, but I don't follow. Such person is just practicing bhakta. But one who is at a higher platform, liberated soul, they're whatever they're telling, they're already doing already. Only after they're doing, they're telling. That's a liberated platform. That's a pure devotee. Such a spiritual master we need to seek. Yeah? And then, such a spiritual master should have his own guru. That means he should show by example that he takes shelter of another speech master, submits another speech master. What kind of speech master? He should come in one of the 4 sampradayas, disciple successions. Everybody knows this sampradaya word? I will mention briefly maybe. There are 4 from Krishna directly, Supreme Lord directly. He gave the teachings to 4 primary personalities. Lakshmi Devi, and from her she gives to another devotee, another guru, it's coming like that. Now is Chinnajira Swami, you might know here. Before that is Ramanujacharya, prominent sampradaya. That's a bona fide Vaishnava sampradaya, number 1. Number 2, Rudra sampradaya. That's coming from Lord Shiva. Supreme Lord giving instructions to Lord Shiva. Lord Shiva gives to his disciples, like that it's coming. That's a Rudra sampradaya. In that prominent Acharya is Vishnu Swami. And then another one is Lord Brahma. That's where ISKCON devotees are in. Lord Brahma gives to Nardamuni to Vyasadeva. Like that, in that line comes to Madhvacharya, is a prominent Acharya. And then from him, under him, some more speech masters. And then Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And then his speech masters, under disciples like 6 Goswamis, Bhaktivinoda Thakur, all those, up to Srila Prabhupada now. And his disciples also. So that's another sampradaya. It's called Brahma Madhvacharya. Madhva Gaudiya, because Lord Chaitanya came in this line. Brahma Madhva Gaudiya sampradaya. That is a sampradaya we are all aspiring to be in ISKCON. That one. And then 4th one is called Nimbarka sampradaya. This is Kumara sampradaya or Sanaka sampradaya. In that Nimbarka Acharya came. He is a prominent Acharya. Like how Ramanujacharya is Sri sampradaya, Brahma sampradaya, Madhvacharya. Like that Nimbarka Acharya is the Kumara sampradaya. So one of these 4 Acharyas Guru, he should have accepted. Such a person we should accept as bona fide Guru. This is one of the principles. Yeah? Even though all other qualities are there, but this is also important quality. That's what I want to assure you. So now, Lord Chaitanya, in our Sampradaya, one made something special. What is the special? He took two principles from each of the four sampradayas and gave it to us as a combined teaching. And he propagated principle called Achintya Veda Abheda Tattva. Previous sampradayas were focusing on how Krishna and we as souls are one. Some sampradayas focus on that. Some sampradayas focus how Krishna is different, we are different. That is their focus. But Lord Chaitanya said, Krishna and we are qualitatively one. However, quantitatively, we are small, Krishna is big. So that's why he's saying, we are simultaneously one also, qualitatively, and simultaneously different also, in terms of quantity. And Achinta means it is inconceivable to understand. So that is what is Achinta Veda philosophy Lord Chaitanya propagated for us. And few of the instructions he told is some of the two principles he took from different sampradayas are Ananya Bhakti. From Sri Sampradaya, he took unalloyed devotion and Vaishnava Seva, serving Vaishnavas. From Madhva Sampradaya, deity worship and defeating Mayavada philosophy. And then from Nimbarka Sampradaya or Kumara Sampradaya, Gopi Bhava, devotion of gopis to Krishna. And Swakiya Bhava, and change it to Parakiya Bhava. He changed it to Parakiya Bhava. Then Parakiya Bhava means like a love outside the marriage. Swakiya means love inside the marriage, like that. Highest philosophy, Gaudiya Sampradaya. And then from Vallabha Sampradaya, devotion is about flow of heart and sentiments. Basically, Raganuga Bhakti he took from there. And then philosophical explanation of devotion and rasa from Vallabha Sampradaya he took. So that is how Lord Chaitanya gave all of us these wonderful principles from all sampradayas in one place like that. So now, other qualities. So you should be an acharya. That means you should show by his example. Not just he tells us to chant, but he doesn't chant, not like that. So this is a liberated soul. They constantly meditating on Krishna and Krishna's service always. And then, he must be devotees maybe of 3 levels. Many of you might know, but it's a recap for some of you. Kanishtadhikari, Madhyamadhikari and Uttamadhikari. So when we choosing a spiritual master, we choose a spiritual master ideally of the Uttamadhikari category. But it's okay to take Kanishtadhikari and Madhyamadhikari spiritual master also. At least Madhyamadhikari spiritual master. But only drawback with that is, we can only advance to that level only, his level only. Because if I have 1 million, I cannot give more than 1 million to anybody else. Similarly, somebody, but temporarily I am thinking I have 1 million at least. So, similarly, Guru, unless he is at the highest level, he cannot give me Uttam Bhakti. Like that, Uttamadhikari level, he cannot take me. So that's why we choose the Uttamadhikari. So that leads us to point, who is the Uttamadhikari also, we'll discuss briefly. So basically, other point from Padma Purana we are hearing is, even if a person is born in a dog-eater family, not a Brahmana family, if he is situated in devotion service and fixed in Krishna service, then he can be accepted as spiritual master like that. And let me see. Now symptoms of Uttamadhikari now. Symptoms of Uttamadhikari is, we talked about how he is well conversant and expert in Shastric presentation of facts and analysis. And he has unflinching faith in Shastric injunctions. So, Uttamadhikari, unlike Kanishtadhikari, Madhyamadhikari, his faith is very, very strong. So, Kanishtadhikari, faith is very komala, weak faith. That means somebody says something, oh, you may be true, then I will go away from Krishna consciousness. Somebody tells me something about my Guru, then I will say, oh, really? You may be right, let me get out of here. That's weak faith. Madhyamadhikari's faith is strong. Even if somebody tells me something, I am fixed. But I don't know how to defeat him yet. But I am fixed. That is the next level faith. Uttamadhikari, not only that I am fixing my faith, I can quote this scripture, this scripture, conclusions to say what he is saying is wrong. Like that. That is the Uttamadhikari level. Another thing is, the most advanced devotee, Uttamadhikari, sees within everything Krishna and within everything. So that is another additional quality of a Uttamadhikari. Then such a Uttamadhikari chants the holy name of Krishna with genuine love. And he can never give the heart of such a devotee. We'll close soon. Almost done. So then, and this is another important nice quality to learn and practice also for ourselves. Cultivate. We cannot get to that later artificially. Uttamadhikari he is not interested in blaspheming others. So he doesn't have any propensity to criticize others. He doesn't have any propensity to find faults with others like that. That's a beauty. And then, in nectar of instruction, such a speech master we find, such a purity we find, we need to serve them. We need to exchange love with them. The 6 loving exchanges described in nectar of instruction: giving gifts, receiving gifts, giving prasadam, receiving prasadam, inquiring confidentially and hearing from them. All this we need to do with such a high devotees ideally. Then he should be very seriously engaged in the service of the Lord and strictly following the regulated principles, chanting the prescribed number of rounds, and he is always thinking about how to preach this message, how to expand Krishna consciousness. That is his constant thinking. Because he is concerned about others, he wants to help others like that. So then, because he realizes himself as a Krishna servant, now he doesn't have any desire to enjoy this, enjoy that, how to get from them something, how to make them do something for me. He doesn't have that propensity anymore. He just wants to serve everybody. That is the other platform. And then, now we briefly touch on Diksha Guru and Shiksha Guru. This is the last topic, I think. Yeah, this is the last topic. So basically, we talked about how when we take initiation, Diksha, that's one Diksha Guru. He can be only one for each of us. Unless, for some strange reason, that Guru falls down, which that happened in the past. If that happens, then we can take Diksha from another Guru also. Otherwise, only one Diksha Guru for us. And then, but we can take unlimited spiritual masters, instruction spiritual masters. From teachings we can hear from unlimited spiritual masters. Initially, we hear from one source, so that way we are not confused with subtleties details expressed by others. Initially, we hear from one source ideally, one mentor, one spiritual master. That way, we get all the foundations strict and nice. Then, when we understand the principles clearly. Once we understand the principle clearly, the detail, this and this is different, it doesn't bother us so much. But initially, if somebody says this, if somebody says slightly different, we'll say, so either this is correct, this is correct. Otherwise, one of them should be correct. Both cannot be correct. But when you grow and mature in devotion, you understand how this is just a detail, both of them are correct. But some detail is different, that's all. We can approach it in different ways. Principle is same. That maturity we get. Then we can hear from others. Until that time, we hear from only one person like that. Until we understand the principles clearly. Other thing is, Diksha Guru and Shiksha Guru should be respected equally. Sometimes, devotees have the tendency to call any senior devotee as a Shiksha Guru. That's not the real. According to Shastra, Shiksha Guru is a pure devotee, liberated platform. We can respect the senior devotees who are learning from. Nothing wrong. But we should not treat them like a pure devotee. And that wrong expectation is also harmful for us. But when we see that they are doing something wrong, but we took him pure devotee, we will think, oh, then devotional bhakti is not for me. This guy is not too good, I cannot be good anytime. Like that. So that understanding also we should have. So such a Shiksha Guru. And Diksha Guru is the representative of Sambandha deity, that is Radha Madan Mohan. And similarly, Shiksha Guru is the representative of Radha Govinda Dev. Govinda Dev is the deity for Abhideya Gnana. Vedic literature knowledge is divided into 3 categories. Sambandha Gnana, relationship with Krishna. Abhideya Gnana, how to do Bhakti. And Prayojana Gnana, what will I get after, what is the fruit of Bhakti? Krishna Prema. So these 3 categories. So this Diksha Guru is giving us the Sambandha, relationship with Krishna. And Shiksha Guru is giving the process, how to practice it, how to go towards Krishna, progressively like that. So there is another kind of Guru, somebody who says, oh, you should go to Sunday feast in the temple, you should go to this Friday evening program. That's also another kind of Guru. I think there's a term for this, Pata Pradakshina Guru, Vartam Pradakshina Guru, yeah. Here is another term is used, Pata Padarsaka Guru. Another term. Pata, oh maybe like path. I don't know. Yeah? Pata Pradakshana Guru. Like that. So that is another aspect to know. So basically, the essence of this thing is, we understood that to go to the Sthita Prajna platform that Krishna described in the second chapter, in fact in the last verse he says, such a person actually goes back to spiritual world, which is the goal. So, to get to the spiritual, that platform, we need to get the guidance of a guru. It's very essential. So that, and we have, there's a role for Diksha Guru and Shiksha Guru also, both. Diksha Guru gives us the faith, gives us the initial connection to spiritual master. Diksha Guru takes away the sins from our past activities. All that Diksha Guru provides. And then Shiksha Guru guides us into detail. Sometimes we can have Shiksha Guru before meeting Diksha Guru, sometimes we can have Shiksha Guru after meeting Diksha Guru. All combinations are possible. Yeah? So pause there for any comments or questions from anyone. I think we're already 9 o'clock, right? 9:05.
So, is it necessary for Shiksha Guru can be a living Guru? Shiksha Guru?
Yeah.
Is it necessary Shiksha Guru to be a living Guru?
Absolutely necessary, yeah. Shiksha Guru, especially Shiksha Guru. So we can seek guidance for any clarifications, any confusion.
And what we do in YouTube, so when we hear Maharaj, different Maharaj who are not there, so how we consider them?
We consider them as an elevated Guru, because if you want to consider somebody as Shiksha Guru, that's possible. But then, that means you need to see them as Diksha Guru. That means if they are giving instruction, you need to follow fully. That Shiksha Guru is the same weight as Diksha Guru, right? What that means? Diksha Guru says something, you have to follow fully. Similarly, Shiksha Guru, if you accept somebody as Shiksha Guru, you follow fully like that. Some people have formally asked, can you be my Shiksha Guru, like that? For us, we are just getting knowledge from other spiritual, senior devotees.
Thinking on that, like when we have an internet YouTube platform, and then we read Prabhupada book, correct? So he is Jagat Guru, correct? But in YouTube, there are a lot of videos, and we started hearing some Maharaj, or maybe they are living or not living. So in that case, so they can be as how we designate them.
Okay. Understand, sir. Yeah, they're in one sense instructive speech master, but not in the, depending upon their platform, they're a Shiksha Guru platform or not. There's one sense, one mentor for some, mentor somehow.
But
for
if
sure.
they're a direct Prabhupada disciple, then in that case, be mentor or it can be Shiksha Guru.
Yeah, it can be Shiksha Guru also, yeah. But then, point is, we should have at least one Shiksha Guru living at any time. That's the principle. We can take teachings from somebody who's passed away. That's absolutely okay. But one living Shiksha Guru we should have. That way, we have access to somebody to clarify, and they can chastise also. We should give them that permission also. Not just one-way street. I'll do whatever I want. I'll take whatever I want from you. That's all. Not like that.
I really like the example you gave of diet plan.
Oh, right? Yeah.
I think it connects to what Prabhuji was saying.
Oh.
We have so many information available on the internet, but then who's tailoring it for the body that perfectly we have? That has to come from somebody whom we know.
Correct.
And that person should know.
Exactly.
Contextual.
Yeah. Contextual personal instruction comes only from one Shiksha Guru.
But
Ideally.
how to identify, like you're saying, who is in Uttamadhikari platform? So that is also.
That's given, right? Already.
Yes, Prabhu, that is clear. And like to identify that.
So that means you need to spend enough time with them to understand that.
Time,
Yeah, that is important.
Otherwise,
It cannot go by definition.
Yeah,
definition is for our
is there,
understanding.
Bro, like sometimes we can assume, maybe because unless you don't
Interact with them, we cannot know.
interact or spend time.
Correct.
Time is needed.
Yes, time is needed.
Because talk the walk, correct? So that is important.
Exactly. Absolutely. And Gauravansa, this is from an article from Gauravansa Maharaj. It's called Guru Tattva. It's free PDF on the online also. Basically, how do you find a guru? He talks about. It's a very short question answer. He says you have to cry to Krishna. He says we are not capable of finding who is real, who is nonsense. We cannot know. Some of these characters we can find out, but real guru 100% we will not understand. So best thing you do is cry for Krishna. Krishna, I really want to progress in devotional service. Please help me. Please help me find a guru. Then Krishna will send a guru. Then when such a guru comes in your life, then you develop some special attraction for such a person. That's when you understand this is Guru for me, like that. That's how he describes it. Yeah. But the point is valid that we may not be able to find all the. That's the point Guru he says. Krishna's mercy, Guru Krishna Prasadat Pavai Bhakti Lata Bij. Like that. Yasya Prasadat Bhagavad Prasad. So by mercy of Krishna, we get Guru. By mercy of Guru, he is directing us back to Krishna, like that. As described by Acharyas. Yes. Any other comments or questions? Yes,
So, Prabhuji, you described that there are 4 sampradayas, right? Coming from Krishna directly.
Yes.
And one was the Rudra, I think other one is the Vaishnava, Gauriya, and the
Sri Vaishnava Sampradaya, Sri Sampradaya, Rudra Sampradaya, Kumara Sampradaya, and Brahma
Yeah. And I thought you said that any of these sampradayas are legit.
Correct.
But I thought that unless you followed the Vaishnava tradition, Vaishnava Sampradaya, it's probably not easy to get to Krishna. If you're in Rudra Sampradaya, for example, following Shiva.
That is the confusing part. I'll tell you some correction for you. Just because if Shiva is there in the Sampradaya, we'll think that is separate thing. Actually, Rudra Sampradaya is authorized Vaishnava Sampradaya. Because Lord Shiva is guiding us towards Supreme Lord Vishnu. So that's confusing, right? But that's why it's surprising that people fight over Shiva and Vishnu like that. Shiva is guiding to Vishnu. He is authorized Guru in the Sampradaya. Yeah. Make sense?
Okay.
Lord Shiva is, Prabhuji is saying Lord Shiva is a Vaishnava. He's the topmost Vaishnava.
Because we keep talking about the parampara here, right? In ISKCON. And parampara is, for us, is only the Gauriya Sampradaya parampara.
Correct. ISKCON is one branch, like Prabhuji said, but there are other 3 branches.
Okay.
So if somebody wants to get closer to Krishna through either of the other 3 branches, that is also legitimate. That's what Prabhuji said.
According to us also. Okay.
According to us also, yeah.
Yes.
It's not that we are only right path.
Okay.
There are 4 right paths.
But this part takes to Golok. This part takes to Golok.
Yeah.
Even that
That's a detail.
Even
That
that.
they should take to Vaikuntha.
No, destination varies differently.
Very.
But everyone goes to spiritual look.
Yeah, that's the most important part.
Yeah.
That's what the principle. Principle is going to spiritual world.
Is that right? He's saying like Rudra, if you follow Rudra
And
Sampradaya,
Vaikuntha.
You go to Vaikuntha.
you don't go to the Golok Vrindavan.
No.
Correct, that's right.
Golok Vrindavan is unique for Chaitanya,
Okay.
where Krishna is there with all his associates. That's
When you're
unique to
following
ISKCON.
Ramji, you can go by Ayodhya.
So that's why people fight about this detail. Okay, you're going there, but ultimately they are going to spiritual world. That's the important point.
Okay.
So principle, that's
Actually-
why I have Shastras.
Actually, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, when he came, like Prabhuji said, if there are devotees who are inclined to certain aspects of the spiritual world, he never discriminated. He didn't say, oh, I have come here to send you only to Golok Vrindavan. If some devotees attract to some other form of Krishna, it's fine. Everything is available under the shelter of Sri Chaitanya.
And so just one more thing to that, I won't take too much time here. But because when I got into ISKCON, right, a lot of people told me, okay, other worships like, let's say Devi worship and all of that, that's not like a bona fide way.
Correct. That's what Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita.
So, I mean, Devi is a part of the Rudra Sampradaya, right? Is it wrong or?
No, not necessarily. So, Rudra Sampradaya. Oh, that's an important point to note. Just because somebody is worshipping Shiva, they are not in Rudra Sampradaya. Meaning,
Okay.
are they following a guru that is coming in Rudra Sampradaya? That's important.
I see. Okay.
Lineage.
Right?
Okay.
Just because I'm worshipping Krishna, I may not be in Sampradaya. I may not be following Guru, proper teachings also. Like that.
Okay.
Yeah?
Okay, now makes sense. Thank you.
You have some comment?
Yeah, no, I have a question. They said the Guru gives us the seed of devotion into the disciple's heart. So when does that happen? Is it when you take initiation from him at that moment of initiation and the process? Or?
Oh, I never heard about this myself. I'll also check something. You heard anything on that topic?
Once Srila Gaur Govind Maharaj mentions him on class, that during initiation it happens.
What was that again? Can you explain?
During the initiation, question? Remember I was mentioning how by the mercy of Guru, it's a rare fortune to meet a Guru because we've been roaming around in the material world. Then once we meet a Guru, by the mercy of Guru and by the mercy of Krishna, we'll get the Bhakti Lata Bij, that means seed of devotion. When does that exactly come? During the initiation or other times? Prabhuji is saying that Gaurgand Swami Maharaj said that during the time of initiation it comes.
Initiation essentially is acceptance of Guru in the heart, not necessarily the
Formal
process, sacrifice ceremony.
Formal ceremony.
Like Srila Prabhupada met his Guru 11 years before he actually formally got initiated. He accepted him in his heart. So that is actually initiation. So to find somebody and accept in the heart, that's when Bhakti Lata begins.
So it's not like we need to have a formal initiation. If we are accepting Guru, we are getting inspired. So that is Bhakti Lata.
Starting point, Prabhuji is saying. Starting point.
Okay.
But that doesn't mean formal initiation is not required.
Okay.
It's
Right?
But what if like Guru doesn't give the initiation then?
That's also good question actually. It's a valid question. Many people ask that question, by the way. So then, basically, then we need to take a shelter of another Guru. I was explaining one scenarios. There are many scenarios where Guru is not available for some reason. Then we take shelter of certain Guru. For example, our Guru fall down, for example. Then we take Diksha from another Guru also. Even though we took Diksha already, we can take Diksha from another Guru also. Again.
So is that still the same Vriksha, Prabhuji? Is the first Vriksha?
Yeah, first Diksha. Yeah. That's
like
also
right now, just Gopal Krishna Maharajji left, right? If someone had already accepted him as a guru, but didn't get initiated, so what? The person is in kind of limbo, right?
No, that's an important point I want to address also. So if let us say somebody took a shelter, but they didn't take initiation yet, for some reason, whatever is it, then they can. That is the beauty of ISKCON, that we have spiritual masters who are peers of Gopal Krishna Maharaj. So whoever is inspired by, he can take Diksha from that spiritual master. In fact, one of the 10 points, the Gopal Krishna Maharaj said, all my disciples, not just one, all my disciples, not just junior disciples, the Prabhu was telling, senior disciples also, all my disciples should take shelter of another senior devotee in ISKCON. Whether Diksha or Shiksha at least, if already they got initiated. Because that way they can get some association.
But then Prabhuji, when Gopal Krishna Swami Maharaj, what his bill was saying, so when he's saying that all his disciples should take shelter from another spiritual master, so is it like they will become Siksha Guru for them, right? Not
If they already took Diksha already. Yeah.
Like I heard, like
Correct.
when Bhakti Swami Maharaj was leaving his body, so he requested Radhara Swami Maharaj to give shelter to all his disciples.
Okay.
So in that way, like Radhana Swami Maharaj became Siksha Guru, right? Not
Correct.
a spiritual master.
For general mass.
Yeah, general mass.
But for specific scenario she's asking, if somebody took a shelter, they didn't take Diksha yet.
Yeah. Okay.
For them they can take.
But then it's a Maharaj will also, whether he gonna accept or not. That also depends, right? Like other Maharaj, like who?
Of course, that initiation also is another process, right?
No, but like now Gopal Swami Maharaj, Gopal Krishna Swami Maharaj said, like, and that person did not take proper initiation, he's only sheltered. So now if you want to approach some other Maharaj, but it depends on the Maharaj choice also, whether you want to accept or not.
Yeah, he has a choice and Maharaj has a choice.
Both have it.
Good Gopal Krishna Maharaj left it open. That means there are 50 spiritual masters. Choice is there. Or more. So depending upon our nature, our attraction, remember, that's what Gaurgand Maharaj is saying. That we pray to Krishna, so Krishna will send some spiritual masters and then we'll be attracted to them.
But Prabhuji, like Gopal Krishna Swami Maharaj left, right? So what if like Maharaj is there and he is not giving initiation? Then should we wait till he is here in the planet, or we should like consider taking initiation from another spiritual master?
That's a personal choice. For example, some spiritual masters, they told their disciples to give initiation. While they are living, Jayadeva Swami Maharaj, he asked Kadambaka Swami Maharaj to initiation. While Jayadeva Swami Maharaj is living, Kadambaka Swami Maharaj initiated Swami Bhavan Keshav Maharaj. He made him sannyas also. Like that, if there is some opportunity, that we can, if we are inspired by that disciple, then we can take initiation. Otherwise, because Diksha is not able to give, we accept this spiritual master as Shiksha Guru. Because Shiksha Guru is equal to Diksha Guru. We are not disrespecting them by taking Diksha from somebody else. So it's absolutely okay that we take Diksha from someone and still continue taking some Shiksha from this Guru because we got so much inspired from him that we wanted to take Diksha, but he's not giving what to do.
But what if that in that case, because because of Krishna mercy we got inspired and we thought that we'll take the initiation, right? We accepted him, our Guru. But it is not then once we are getting inspired from one spiritual like one Guru, and then we are thinking, okay, now we take from another, so we will not get that inspiration. No? Ultimately, we have to get to the Vani of Guru, because once he leaves, then his Vani will be our instruction.
Yes.
So if we are not getting connected to another Guru, then how
They
can
don't
we
take, basically, unless you get connected, don't take initiation from another Guru. Basically, by Krishna's mercy, you said, right?
Yeah.
We got inspired from this Guru, but he's not giving initiation.
Yeah.
So we keep crying to Krishna. That's what was last point.
Okay.
We keep crying to Krishna, so we'll send another Guru for Diksha.
Oh, okay.
Then we accept Diksha from them.
Okay.
But we don't. That doesn't mean just because we took Diksha, he's gone low no in our mind. He's still at same level because he's Siksha Guru.
Yeah.
We can accept him as Siksha Guru, and that means anything he tells also we follow same level, same force, same intensity. We follow like Diksha Guru. They're on both same platform. Make sense?
I had some addition just for this kind of clarity to clarify something that regarding the Guru, if it is just the Tattva we're talking about, right? I know the personality, but when it comes to the Guru, it is like from many lifetimes. If we take initiation now, it's like, let's say for now, in this lifetime we're taking initiation, like we accepted someone as a spiritual master, and we have not perfected our life. So in the next life, some acharyas say that basically the fact is that the Guru comes again to deliver us back, so we again take. So the point is either the same personality comes or he sends another personality. It's all up to Krishna.
Correct.
Right, and so basically Guru is keep on coming to us to take us back to Krishna, because Krishna keeps on, like how Krishna keeps on coming into this material world to outsensing his representatives to take us back to him. So in the same way, this is continuously going on as long as this material creation is there. The Guru keeps on coming once we surrender to him. So in that context, if we see, in that I perspective we see, then if we right now, time sense is what it makes, like 1 or 2 years or 10 years, like, or the whole lifetime basically. In this whole lifetime, if we take shelter of one Guru, and maybe he demises or maybe he is not ready to accept us as a disciple yet, then I was thinking that it's still there is no loss, because like how you were saying, it's very rare that opportunity comes. Gurus, we have a wonderful gurus all over ISKCON. So very bona fide, So anybody can become a guru. We can continue to pray and we can continue to listen to the lectures and make sure that can we connect, because everybody is bona fide basically. So anybody can touch our hearts. So it's nothing like one guru is for one person, like cookie cutter one. This is only for you. Nothing like that.
Yeah.
That's my thinking. I don't know.
Basically, we pray to Krishna and Krishna will help us for sure. And if still not coming, pray more. Still praying, pray more. He's saying cry. He's saying God wants him for us. Then with intense desire, Krishna will help us. You had something, Prabhuji?
No, I was just saying that the analogy that you gave, like a personal trainer, right?
Yeah.
What you put into that personal trainer is what you get out, right? So you have to have, with your guru, you have to be transparent.
Correct.
You have to be honest.
Wow, perfect.
Right, and you have to, speak to him with your heart.
Yes.
So he understands everything about you. If you were not 100% honest with him,
Yes.
Then you only get what you put in.
Correct.
So
Yeah.
that's a good, like a point that you have to remember.
Yeah, absolutely. Wonderful, bro.
Yeah.
And also whatever instruction he gives, you need to practice. My coach tells me, you eat only protein 2 times a day.
Yeah.
Then I need to follow that.
You have to
If I don't follow, I don't get it. Even though I get the best coach in the world.
Yeah.
So that also is applicable. Yeah, correct.
And that comes from trust, right?
Yes.
You have to have trust that this
Yes.
person has your best interest.
Exactly.
Once that you believe in that, then you'll follow it, you know?
This is like a doctor. When you go to doctor, you tell everything.
Yeah, you
Not
have to
I
have
don't,
that
I
trust.
don't, I don't hide that. I eat some cake every day. Not like.
Yeah.
Similarly, lawyer. When you go to lawyer, you tell them everything that I did.
Exactly. Yeah.
Then he feels me.
Right. They can only help you if they understand.
Full picture.
Right.
Correct. Exactly.
That's all.
Wonderful.
Thank you, brother. Very, very.
Thank you. Okay. Bhagavad ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai.